Hi everybody, I'm Ryan. Today we're going to talk about the modern metagame, taken from 5-0s in leagues, 4-0s and 3-1s in prelims, and top 32s in challenges on Magic Online. That being said, this is a pseudo-winners metagame because they don't post deck lists of the people that lose, or are not the things that I just listed, but it's still a reasonable representation of the decks you'll be playing against. Often large paper tournaments are reflective of the Magic Online metagame as well. So, let's jump into it. The most popular deck in Modern is, no surprise, Indomitable Creativity. Creativity has been the most popular deck in Modern for going on 2 months now, and even though there's a lot of hate and Orvars out there, nothing's really stopping it. Second place is Murktide, and third place is a surprising one, Hardened Scales. So let's look at these 3 decks. Creativity basically plays a bunch of token generators and a bunch of removal and a bunch of counter magic and stuff to interact with their opponents. They get token on the battlefield mostly with Fabled Mirrorbreaker and or Dwarven Mine, and then cast Indomitable Creativity or Transmogrify on one of those tokens. They then only have 1 creature in their deck, which is normally Archon of Cruelty. Sometimes there's some spicy sideboard cards like Emrakul or like Atraxa or Iona or stuff like that, which cheats this super powerful creature on the battlefield as early as turn 4. It being essentially a 1-card combo in combination with like what is basically a 4/5 color control deck is extremely, extremely powerful. The second most popular deck on Magic Online is Murktide. Murktide had a slump the last time we did a metagame, but it is back with a vengeance. This is your tempo deck. It plays creatures that are really, really good for their mana cost. The namesake of the deck is Murktide Regent, which can be as big as an 8/8 for 2 with flying, also as Ragavan, sometimes Ledger Shredder, DRC, everything like that, alongside a bunch of counter magic and draw spells and other crazy stuff. And then Hardened Scales is kind of a new deck to the top 3. Hardened Scales basically tries to put a ton of +1/+1 counters on a creature. They have the ability to move +1/+1 counters pretty easily with things like Arcbound Ravager. And there's a ton of math involved in Hardened Scales. And they kind of try to kill in one really huge attack or two. But that's not the whole story. There were a few challenges this past weekend. And so let's look at the top 8 metagame from these challenges, right, from these competitive tournaments. The most popular deck among top 8 decks is Murktide Regent. And this is no surprise. Often decks like this, these tempo decks, attract a lot of the better players because there's a lot of decisions to be had. The second most popular deck in top 8s is another kind of surprise in Mono Green Tron. And then third place is shared between a lot of different decks, Mono Black Coffers, 4/5 color Omnath, and Hardened Scales. Let's look at this Mono Green Tron deck, though, because that's a new deck to these top decks in recent memory in Modern. Mono Green Tron essentially tries to get Tron lands, which is Urza's Tower, Urza's Mine, and Urza's Power Plant as fast as possible, so they can play 3 lands to get 7 mana, and then they cheat big colorless stuff onto the battlefield. That's pretty much it, and it is extremely powerful. A lot of the decks also play Karn boards, so they have the 4-mana Karn that allows you to tutor cards out of your sideboard as, you know, a Karn board situation, and they just try to do this as fast as possible and basically overpower you. It's likely that this is seeing success because a lot of people think that it has a good matchup against Creativity. I think it's closer to even, but obviously they're seeing success in other cases as well. But there you have the Modern metagame. If you like this video, please be sure to like and subscribe. Check me out on social medias. Links are above me and in the description, especially on Twitch where I stream there most nights. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.